Hey everybody, I'm Danny and welcome back to Nancy Drew, the Ghost of Thornton Hall. So when we last left off, we were talking to Harper. We got a good amount of information out of her. We had plugged in our phone to charge, so I think at this point we were kind of just going around and taking care of random things on our task list. So I'm going to go check again to see if our phone is charged. Why? I hate that so much.
Looks like I need to figure out the password.
Okay, so we are charged, but we need a password, so that's yet another thing that we're just kind of unsure about. Let's just make our rounds and call people, I guess.
Yeah?
So, can ask her about the camera, the ruins, Harper. Oh, we can ask her about the password. That would help. And about Lexi. So let's just make our way through these.
I found a camera. Was that yours?
Yeah, that's probably Jess's. We were taking pictures for the scavenger hunt. She took it with her when she wandered off. Maybe the pictures might help you find her.
It's helped us find some secret passageway, that's for sure.
I found some strange ruins. Did you make it out there?
No, that has to be it.
What?
Jess was obsessed with finding where Charlotte died. Did it look like there was a fire there?
Yeah.
That's it. I wouldn't go near that spot for anything.
I feel like Jessalyn would have known where Charlotte died. I mean, I know that it was kind of like buried behind vines when we went to look for it, but it's a little weird.
Do you know anything about Harper?
Just what I've heard from Jessalyn. Apparently she handed in her sanity card a while back. Jess said Clara was always worried Harper would return.
Why?
I think she was scared of her. She told Jess to call the police if she ever saw Harper.
So many conflicting views.
Can you help me figure out Jessalyn's password?
No. Actually, wait. Hang on. The tombstone portion of our scavenger hunt? There was something strange about it.
Can you think of a reason she would hide her password there?
Just in case something happened to her. I thought she said that to scare me, but maybe not.
So, can we open this? No, we can't open this when we're on the phone with her. But I think it was something with like names and it had some numbers on it. So maybe we have to like look around on the tombstones and the letters will be the password for the phone, I guess.
Did you know Colton was seeing someone else?
What?
He implied that his relationship with Jessalyn was set up by Clara and his parents.
I used to think we were really close, but I don't know. Maybe it was, and she didn't tell me.
This whole relationship is just strange to me.
Do you know anything about Lexi?
Yeah, Colton was dating her before he and Jess got engaged.
Would it strike you as weird if he were talking to her now?
Very. She split and it broke his heart. I mean, honestly. I think that's what probably prompted the engagement. If she's back, I don't even know what that means.
So, he was dating her before getting engaged, but she didn't know that she was still talking. She didn't know that he was still talking to him. Her. Oh my gosh.
I'd better get going.
Find Jess.
Nah. Alright, let's try Savannah.
Hi, Nancy. Did you get the package I left for you?
Yes.
I think they're silly, but apparently some of the people I've met swear by using EMF signatures on the property.
Yeah, what has she been up to?
What have you been up to since we spoke last?
I've been teaching the road to know my wheels.
Are you working on the next book?
I've been running away from the next book. In an empty house that was filling up with chatty ghosts. But who knows? When I'm out of gas, maybe I'll have no choice but to listen to what they have to say. If they're interested, I'll send you a gallery proof. If they're not, guess I'll go teach.
Alright, so she's teaching? Yeah. Because I thought it was weird that she was researching the Thorntons.
You've done a lot of research on the Thornton family, right? What have you found?
Like a lot of powerful families around here, they were forged in the Civil War. Like every war, it was a brutal thing that made a lot of men dead and a couple of men rich. Or women, in this case. The family matriarch, the Gray Lady, they say she was a spy for the North.
Is that true?
Could be. She kept records like a spy for sure. Which is to say she didn't. One thing's known. She fed the North troop positions that turned the tide of more than one battle. She was compensated quite well for it. The island itself was a gift. She was either a traitor or a spy. That's why the Northerners got to calling her Gray Lady. If you ask me, she started a nasty Thornton tradition. Success at the cost of innocent blood. Anyone who tries to write things in that family gets ostracized or worse.
I'd buy that after meeting all these people.
I showed Clara a film that really upset her.
Actual film? Where'd you find it?
Yeah, out in the ruins.
Mm-hmm. Prick up your ears. Someone's talking to you.
What do you mean?
What's on that film is at the heart of everything.
It was an old birthday party.
Charlotte's. Maybe she's the one doing the talking.
Harper left it out for me.
That don't mean I'm wrong.
Maybe? I don't know.
Do you know anything about the factory accident?
Nothing I can verify. It's been scratched out of the local history. When I was there, I expected to feel something when I stood near the old factory.
And nothing?
As many spirits as I expected. I only met one.
Charlotte?
That'd be the one. Dear, sweet Charlotte, the terror of Black Rock Island.
Dear sweet Charlotte, please come back. Yeah, what happened to Logan? He was a cutie.
What happened to your old assistant, Logan?
He fired me.
Doesn't it usually work the other way?
You'd think so. He got fed up with me.
Why?
He gave me an ultimatum. Write the draft or he'd find someone else to work for. I do not do ultimatums.
So he quit?
I spoke to Wade.
I figured that might happen eventually. Can I explain, or are we beyond that?
I'm sure you have your reasons.
I do.
Wade said he was expecting you. Why didn't you tell me that?
I was going to come. I meant it when I told him I was coming.
But then?
But then I got scared.
What scared you away from taking the case?
To be blunt, the living Thorntons are just as scary as the dead ones.
Why?
They've dug so many graves on that rock that Death himself is on the Christmas card list. I can't help but wonder if they're misfortunate fools or just addicted to Sunday clothes and the sound of a spade taking a bite out of cold clay.
Very strange way to put it, but alright.
Tell me what happened when you met Charlotte.
I'll tell you, hon, but you got to remember that you are not like me.
What do you mean?
I have opened the door to the spirit world, and you have not. And don't you dare do it, ever. You hear?
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I mean it. The dead are just like lost children. If you're out there leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, they will find you. Enough of the PSA. I snuck out there to the ruins on the anniversary of her death. I waited in silence for a long time. Nothing.
You didn't say the rhyme?
Oh, that. Oh, it's cute, but I wasn't looking for my daddy's brain-dead bloodhound. They come when they come, and in the dead of night, she came. Stood right beside me. Just me and her, eye to eye, for a hot minute. Finally, she reached for my wrist. She pulled me through a fog that became smoke and then fire. She pulled me back to the night she died.
Could you see what happened that night?
I couldn't see a thing. I could only feel the heat. I could feel how sad she was and how angry. I'm sorry, hon. Talking about it don't come easy.
That's... She pulled me back to the night that she died. That's kind of trippy.
I'm just trying to fit the pieces together. What does Charlotte have to do with Jesslyn?
All families got one thing in common. Every generation, just like the last. There's some rebels and some oddballs that break the mold. But for the most part, one generation gonna follow into the footsteps of the next. From what I gathered, Jesslyn seems to be cut from the same cloth as Charlotte. You ask me, if someone saw Charlotte as a threat, Then Jesslyn's been born behind enemy lines.
So she thinks the fire was done on purpose to kill Charlotte, I guess?
You said you opened the door to the spirit world. What did you mean?
You really sure you want to know?
Sure.
I'm curious, and no disrespect, but
Last time, I told you how my daddy got me interested in ghosts, but that's only part of the story. When I was young, there was a spot in my room where I could fold back the wallpaper. There was this gorgeous old wood behind it. I mean, to me it was. I'd trace the ripples in the grain with my finger for sometimes hours.
why?
I don't know. I was a girl, and it was the only thing I knew about that no one else did. I don't know exactly when it started, but I began to trace a beautiful old willow into the wall, over and over again. Strong limbs running up to the sky, and the tangled roots grabbing tight at the dirt. I was obsessed. I traced the tree until I knew every detail. I even started to see it after a time, little indentations in the wood. But one day, the lines felt strange and cold. And I realized it wasn't the wall I was feeling. There was a girl on the other side of the wood. She was showing me what to draw. She was trying to tell me something. I should have shut my eyes tight and glued the paper back. But I didn't, and I couldn't. I let it teach me the shape of the tree, again and again, until one day I saw it in real life.
What happened?
Not a thing until a strong storm hit a few months later. I don't have to tell you what they found when they pulled what was left of the willow tree from the ground, now do I? That's when I decided I would learn to listen. I knew even then it had come at a cost. I just had no idea how high.
That's incredibly creepy.
You know I don't believe in ghosts, but something isn't right here.
Well, explain it.
I'm seeing and hearing things. I can't explain it. And I feel, we all feel,
A weight.
exactly.
It's common with hauntings. Now, some say that haunted places... Oh, shoot. I gotta rush. That's the other line.
Alright, so that was brief, I guess. So last on our list is Bess.
Bess's phone.
All right, bonus Ned. What are you two up to?
George is in New York.
So, she got the internship with that Technology of Tomorrow place?
Yeah, Ned and I were just planning a road trip for when you're back. I was in the middle of trying to convince Ned to grow a bad mustache so we can hang out in Brooklyn.
Not going to happen.
Someone has to, Ned, and George already said no. It was a really angry no, too. Anyway, did you make it to the island?
I did.
I've been doing a little research, and I can see why Savannah sent you.
Why's that?
If I believed in ghosts, I wouldn't come within a few hundred miles of Black Rock Island.
I can definitely see why. Even I have to admit it does have a certain abyss gaze is also into you vibe to it.
Put that on a billboard.
I've got your back. I've been reading up on missing persons cases and hauntings.
Really? Oh, that's great.
I, on the other hand, have been watching videos of otters so good at stacking things. Additionally, I've kidnapped Ned. I've been so bored since George left, and Ned's a very active listener.
Mm-hmm.
See? And he's also very quick to Stockholm.
Nickerson family trait. We like being liked.
Oh, thanks, you two.
Alright, so now we're going to have Bess and Ned instead of Bess and George or just Ned. I forgot that Ned was in this game. I'm very excited. I love having Ned in these games. So let's see. Yeah, we probably should have called them earlier because we have like 15 things.
I want to catch you up on the case.
So it's a missing persons case, right?
Do you think she's actually missing?
I don't know. I've heard of runaway brides, but I don't think that's the case.
If it's a missing persons case, why aren't the police taking care of it?
Well, they are, but since she's an adult, there's only so much they can do.
Ned was telling me about the ghosts out there. Do you think maybe they're related?
Actually, I believe in this ghost.
Ned, do I have permission to do a spit take in your living room?
No.
I'm doing it anyway. Say that again.
Please don't.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stand down, Bess. The Nickersons are a tidy people.
I wasn't really gonna do it, guys. Unless someone made me laugh. And this is that super red soda that's still on the market even though it's been linked to distractibility in 9 out of 10 Besses. Back to you. Are you finally trading in your Skeptics Club card?
And miss the dinner that probably won't happen this year? No way. People here believe in the ghost. I think if I don't take the ghost story at least a little seriously, I might miss something.
Smart.
Well, I hope so.
I love the joke. Probably won't happen this year.
There's something strange about Jesselyn's disappearance.
What's that?
There's no ransom note.
That does complicate things. But I've read that most missing person cases involve the immediate family.
You're right. I guess the best move is to keep the family talking. Maybe they'll let something slip.
Or maybe they're trying to tell you something.
How so?
Remember in Kyoto, you told me that ghosts are what people invent when an injustice can't be fixed?
Sounds me-ish.
If that's the case here, once you figure out what the deal with the ghost is, I bet it'll point right to Jesselyn. And if the ghost is real, then case closed. A ghost did it. If that turns out to be the case, please don't tell me. I like living in a world where ghosts are probably not real. I already have to fall into bed after every scary movie for fear of ankle grabbers.
You and me both, Bess.
I saw an article that says Harper really lost it after Charlotte died.
Well, you can't blame her.
No, I mean, ended up getting arrested.
Whoa, that sounds bad. You gonna ask her about it?
I wouldn't get a straight answer, and I don't want her getting any more defensive.
Smart. Something like that makes me think she really might be unstable.
I can't really decide what to make of her.
I met Wade.
I still say giving your child a verb for a name dooms them to a life of hearing mediocre jokes. What's he like?
He's got a bit of a rough edge. He seemed surprised that I came instead of Savannah.
What do you mean?
He wanted Savannah here, specifically.
Why?
I don't know, but I intend to find out.
Well, I do now, but I am just making this phone call so late.
It looks like Clara never knew who her father was.
How sad. Do you think you can figure out who it was?
I don't think that's the important part.
Right. That was just a test question to see if you were still a smart detective. For a further test, please explain why.
She never really got to know her place in the family. I don't know exactly how, but that's a piece of this. It's a case of follow the money. Someone wants what Clara has, or Clara's worried she's going to lose it.
Interesting.
I heard Colton talking to a girl named Lexi.
Who do you think it is?
I don't know the details, but they were romantically involved.
Whoa, as in possible motive for Colton?
No clue.
Yeah, I definitely should have called them earlier. Because so many things. And so many, incorrect answers, because we do know the answers now.
Harper keeps avoiding Clara and Wade.
Oh, she is definitely up to something. Keep an eye on her.
I met Harper.
What's she like?
She might be completely crazy. Either that or she wants me to think that's the case.
So, who is she?
She's a Thornton, all right, but that's pretty much all I know. She seems to be hiding from everyone.
Hiding?
For the moment.
You met a weirdo who has an obvious affinity for ghost kidnappings during the course of your investigation of a ghost kidnapping? And you didn't tell anyone? Ned, say something to uncrazy your girlfriend.
Don't be that way?
Not compelling, Ned.
Should I say it like you would?
If that's what it takes.
Nancy, your newfound buddyship with that baddie basement dweller is freaking me out.
I have trained you well. Now go, Nancy. Tattle like the wind.
All right. I think you may have a point.
I love Ned. But I'm assuming tattling like the wind is what I originally did. I mean, I guess I could tell them again, but I'm gonna hang on to that one.
I found out the story about Lexi.
Yeah?
It's messy, but the upshot is Colton and Jesselyn may have been pressured into getting married.
By their parents?
Yep, and it looks like someone paid Lexi to get out of the picture.
What? That is crazy times. Why?
Colton says the Thorntons want his family's political connections, and his family needs the Thorntons' money. It sounds old-fashioned, but these are some old-fashioned families.
That is so old school. I mean, arranged marriage? That's like one-room schoolhouse, uphill both ways in the snow, and the teacher's like a horse or something, and everyone's wearing buckle hats, and they're learning about corn. Give me a sec. Went too long without breathing.
Wait, that could explain what happened. Maybe Jesselyn ran away.
You know, I don't think so. It sounds like she was sort of resigned to the idea. She and Colton were lifelong friends. The impression I get of Jesselyn is that she wouldn't just run away, not for something silly like a wedding.
I feel like a wedding is not just something silly like a wedding, but she does seem like the kind of person who wouldn't run away based on what other people have said, but I guess we'll have to find out.
I just saw a ghost.
So what are we talking? Puppet? Mirror tricks?
No, listen, don't tell anyone else this.
Is this going to be a ghost blind item? A well-known spirit was spotted at a popular haunt canoodling with a certain ghost about town known for his habit of appearing in mirrors.
Can you channel Sirius Bess for a moment?
Okay. Homework, my dad talking about taxis, that picture of a puppy who got lost. Old paintings of European royalty. I'm there.
Thanks. Since I've gotten here, things have been getting stranger and stranger. I can't shake this feeling. It's like an odd weight. I'm not saying the ghosts are real here. I'm just saying... I don't know what I'm saying.
That doesn't sound like the Nancy I know.
I know. I just need to clear my head. There is always a scientific explanation.
Ned, you gotta tell her to come home.
Still gotta work on that whisper, Bess.
Nancy, you're really scaring me. Come home.
I will, just as soon as I can.
Every time.
I met Jesselyn's mom.
Poor her.
Assuming she's innocent, what's your impression?
She's reserved. Can't fault her for that, but it does make her hard to read.
I've never been a mom, but I have owned my fair share of fish. And no way anyone could take care of something and even think of... Nancy, it's too sad. Can't do it.
I owe it to Jesselyn to distrust everyone, even her.
I know. This case is like a big, fat, tall cloud of sadness that's sitting in front of me and using its cell phone when it's not supposed to.
We just got back from a pretty rowdy opening night screening of the Relation Shipwreck. It was really bad.
All I want is to see the screen and to not deal with jerks, to have a movie-style romance, and for no one to get hurt ever. Find her, Nancy.
I'll do my best. Promise.
Oh, Bess.
Someone keeps sending me notes.
Someone has a crush on Nancy.
Let's hope not. I think they're related to finding Jesselyn.
Right. That also makes sense.
If someone is sending you notes, that might be great news. Could mean someone wants you to find Jesselyn.
Unless it's a trap. Sorry. I know you asked me to stop saying that.
This time you might be right, but I still...
Have to follow the clues.
We know.
Like how you know that we're gonna say,
Be careful.
bring me back something awesome? Which was a joke, because I totally was gonna say the other thing.
I met Jesselyn's fiancé, Colton.
Where's he fall on the cute to guilty spectrum?
That's not a valid spectrum.
Like fun it isn't. Oh, is this because Ned is on the line?
No.
I'm not calling off the dogs. You're just going to have to find a way to tell me that balances the public's need to know with Ned's presumably fragile ego.
My ego is perfectly fine.
Is that so?
Nickerson men laugh in the face of insecurity.
That's so, Neddard? A test. Nancy, describe Colton's looks using the International Ned Cuteness Unit. We talking half a Ned, 2 Neds?
Yeah, we're gonna do it, but he's definitely not nearly as cute as Ned, so...
1/10 of a Ned.
That's very nice of you, Nancy. but no need to spare my feelings.
Good, because an underappraisal like that means he's way better looking than you.
Let's refocus.
Right. Ticking clock, kidnapping, etc. How guilty does he seem? For consistency, please state your answers in Ned units.
Couldn't tell you yet. He doesn't seem as worried as I'd expect, but maybe he's the type to internalize his feelings.
Huh. So that's a thing you can do?
The boyfriend is statistically favored when it comes to crimes like this. Try to get him talking about the relationship. I studied that in preschool.
But yeah, we have uncovered a lot more about Colton. So that's not really something we need to worry about.
Goodbye.
Call back soon.
All right, so lots of conversations going on there. So we learned that we have to do the epitaph hunt. So let's see, we have Nana, Grandma, Ghost, Dodge, HT, VT, Karenina, factory accident victims, and LA. All right. So Ghost would be Charlotte. Dodge is Roger. HT and VT, I would guess, would be Harper and, is it Virginia? There might be more than one, so we'll have to poke around the graveyard and see if there are, but I think it's Harper and Virginia. Karenina, I don't remember being anyone's name, but we'll see. And then factory victims would be the 54 Souls, and LA. Drawing a blank on that one. And then Nana and Grandma, I think. Yeah, so her grandma was Rosalie. I remember Wade saying that was Clara's mother. But I don't know who Nana would be. I guess that must be like a nickname. I guess we can do some research, look in our books and whatnot, and see if we can find anything that'll help us, I guess. With nicknames or anything. So Harriet Tubman, Rose Greenhow, Belle Boyd. I've already skimmed through these and I didn't seem to find anything. But when I did read this one for Sarah Emma Emmons, I think this is the Franklin that the memorial is for out in the cemetery. She was Franklin Thompson, and that was how she disguised herself, which I think is pretty cool. And then this is about Jeb and Sarah. Sarah was the first to enter the factory that morning after the accident and never recovered from the shock of what she found within. Interesting. Alright, so I don't know that we can find anything in that book, really. Oh, didn't expect to turn around right into Clara. What's up here? We have another book here. The Last Flight of Karenina and Dodge. So that's two of our names, actually. Dodge is Roger. I remembered that. And let's see, who's Karenina? We met Mariana, so maybe Mariana's Karenina. Henceforth to call her Mariana Karenina. So I guess that would be Mariana. So we have to look at her tombstone for Karenina. And Dodge, we have to look at Rogers. So that was a helpful book right there. Alright, let's see. Is there anything in like Charlotte's journal maybe? There was a thing about Franklin's memorial, but I don't remember anything else. Alright, so my timer has gone off, so I am going to call it here for the episode. When we play in our next episode, we will go to the graveyard and we can do our little scavenger hunt and see if we can figure out the password to Jesselyn's phone. I'm hoping that opening her phone and being able to see what's on there is gonna be a big step in helping find her. but you'll have to come back next time to find out what happens. So thank you so much for watching, and if you like what you saw in the video, you can click like and consider subscribing. It means the world to me. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.